Hi, welcome to Play Along. Today we're going to go over the nitty-gritty of checkers, which is the elements of the game: time, space, and force. We're going to add logic and some common sense to these elements. This is the end game we're going to go over. White to move and win. The first step is to evaluate the position. It's 3 versus 2. Red is up a checker. He has an advantage, but white has 2 kings. Red would like to exchange, trade a checker and get some kings. White would like to hold red to the side of the board and stop him from kinging. Now this game was played by Tom Wiswell and Mr. Peck. And it's white to move and win. Mr. Wiswell was white. The second step we do is calculate. We find the best move. Now, you don't always have to check all the moves. For example, you can eliminate moves. For example, if white would play 3 to 7, that would be incorrect because that would be a losing move because red would just go 9 to 14, white jumps, he jumps, and red would win. So we eliminate this move. The other move we look at is 18 to 15. Now here we look at it and we can see that it gives red space and time to get his pieces down to get a king. So we're going to eliminate that move. Here we have 18 to 23. Now this is the move that Mr. Wiswell played. And what it does, it holds these checkers here to the side of the board and it gives white's other king time to get over to help. Red plays 9 to 14. Mr. Wiswell plays 3 to 7. Red goes 5 to 9. White goes 7 to 10. Now this is a forcing move. It forces red to come here. If red would go here, white would come back here. Red would go here, white would go in here, and he'd win this checker. So red goes 14 to 17. Now, you have to be careful, and this is why you want to calculate all your moves when you play, is because you can make mistakes. For example, if you would go 23 to 18, although it looks like a natural move, this would be a mistake. Do you see how red would win? Well, he would go 17 to 22. White would jump. Red would go 9 to 14. When white jumps, red would jump 2 and win. So calculating is a big part of the game of checkers. The correct move is a waiting move. 10 to 15. It's also a development move because he's getting ready to join or unite his other king. Red goes 17 to 21 and white goes 23 to 18. Now this is a strong move when they're together and you have a checker here. The reason why is the 2 kings, they control this diagonal either directly or indirectly, or this diagonal. For example, if red would go 21 to 25, white goes 18 to 14. When red jumps, white would jump 2. We move this back. If red would go here, white would go 18 to 14. Red cannot jump backwards, so red would jump 9 to 18, and white would jump 2, win, because he has to win and move on the check on 21. So red in this situation plays, let me move this back, 17 to 13. Red goes 9 to 14. White jumps, and red moves 13 to 17. Now here we go with space. Red is running out of space. White goes 15 to 18 because red cannot go 17 to 22 to exchange, because when white jumps, red jumps, white comes here, and he controls. He has to win and move on the red checker on 30. He would win. So red is forced to play 21 to 25. Here white goes 9 to 14. In the game red plays 17 to 22. Now you have to be careful, as I said, with the calculating. If white could make a mistake here. If you try to win the game right away, sometimes people might go 14 to 17. And this would be a mistake because then red would just go in there, get a king. When white jumps, the king would jump 2, or right here, jump 2 and win. I'll move the checkers back. The correct move is a waiting move. Move on the element of time. You go back 14 to 10. Now these two checkers, if red would go 22 to 26, you would just go 18 to 22, and you win one of these checkers by a fork. So in the game, red goes 29 to 25, gets a king. White jumps, red jumps, and white comes in here, and he has the red king trapped in 2 moves, and Mr. Wiswell wins. When we learn the elements of the game, time, space, and force, and we add logic and some common sense, we will become a better player. Thank you for watching this video.